because of trauma growing up through life, where that fight or flight response, I learned to become comfortable with that fight or flight. Where I'm just like, people say like, holy fuck, there's a 60-foot wave coming. We're going to drown. I go, I'm going to surf that motherfucker,
All right, welcome back, everybody. Another episode, Hear Me, Beer Me. We've got a special guest on today. He's a comedian, and we're actually meeting for the first time. So I just want to welcome him on to Hear Me, Beer Me. Phil, thanks for coming on, man.
Wild Phil Lisiecki. How's it going? We're here with Hear Me, Beer Me, where it's 10 a.m. So if we're beering you, you're an alcoholic. That's the way.
Oh, man, I guess I just got called out. Yeah.
I'm just self-conscious because I'm not having a beer. I'll just be on, that's my...
You keep thinking about
it? It's a me problem.
Yeah, so I came to find out that Phil likes Guinness, and what was the verbiage you used?
I just because I grew up Polish and hard liquor around me. We just I don't know. I know American kids were like, yo, you want to play beer pong? I'm like, I play this game where we drink as fast as we can and don't act gay. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So I just drank whatever was the strongest, which was Polish Everclear, Wild Turkey, and
fuck. Okay.
The shit you blow fire with, basically,
Yeah.
And so I never had beer, and then how they say when you hit a certain age, you become lactose intolerant, whatever.
Yeah.
I realized when I tried drinking beer older, I just immediately shits, but then I tried Guinness because somebody told me I was like, have you ever drank Guinness? What is that? And I go, I hate that. It tastes like black coffee. I was like, I love black coffee. So I tried Guinness and I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And because I'm a huge Oasis nerd. So
what's the correlation with Oasis?
That's the starter pack.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's like smoking meth and listening to stoner metal or
that goes all hand in hand.
Yeah. Or spiking drinks and listen to Dave Matthews.
Gotcha. We've got similar I guess stereotypes that go with Mexican beer and certain bands or certain soccer teams. Even.
Yeah.
So I kind of get a glimpse of what you're saying.
Yeah. It's kind of goofy. It's funny that you said Mexican stereotypes with beers and shit.
Yeah.
So there's a Mexican family that lives next door to me. I'm thinking about. I might use this as a bit tonight, so I'm probably burning my material, but
it'll come out after tonight, so you might be all right.
Yeah, I never realized how much white people are the kings of mental illness. So
they almost invented it.
Yeah. So when I've never seen a Down syndrome Mexican. I've never seen that's. I would act like it's a rare Pokemon card if I did so,
You know what though? I mean, so I think because they don't look Mexican, so you have to look at the family they're with.
Yeah.
That's what you've got to do.
But so this is so bad. But I grew up in a really racist neighborhood. Okay. So the Mexican family, they had this son who's my age, who he used to. I guess I found out later he had a mental breakdown. He's schizophrenic.
Gotcha.
5 years ago, he had a sports car. He was all about that fucking hustle life and motorcycle and popped open shirt collar and making sales. And then one day I just see him on the corner in a full tracksuit with sequins and doing George Michael dances. And I was like, wow,
what's going on there?
Yeah, I was like, he really came out of the closet,
Yeah.
And then after that, the worst thing, he was squatting in front. This was a few weeks ago. I was home because I had COVID or something, and I look outside my window. I'm like, well, what is it? He's squatting a Slav squat where you light a cigarette, but he's only wearing boxers. So I'm just standing there. I'm like, oh, is he naked? Just looking out my window, and he's just yelling at the bull. They were repaving, or he's like, vroom vroom. I'm like, okay. and then he's eating ramen, but with his fingers,
Oh no.
and he
No
slap.
fork, just straight
Yeah,
fingers, or no chopsticks even?
yeah, yeah, and he slaps down 4 noodles into a sidewalk crack, and then it gets covered with ants, and then he eats it with the ants. I'm like, okay,
That's
so
new. That's different.
yeah. So then the I asked his mom the other day. I'm like, I noticed the cops show up for your son all the time. Is everything? And she started crying. She's like, he's schizophrenic. And I was like, he's schizophrenic, but you're Mexican. You guys don't have mental illness. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
we like to believe we don't. I
Yeah.
think that's the thing, you know. Like a lot of times, like it's funny because the latest pod I had with
Yeah.
my guy Polito that dropped like a week ago, we were talking about this, not like specifically like this kind of mental illness, but more like anxiety and shit like that.
Yeah.
Where your Mexican parents just go like, anxiety, dude. Like, just fucking like
Man up.
go do some work or something, you know.
Yeah.
You have too much free time. Like that's
Yeah.
why you're like all in your head, you know. It's like,
yeah.
no,
I had the same
actually-
thing with a Polish family.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't even think there's a word for anxiety in Polish, or
that's
or
funny.
empathy.
Yeah.
That's what was like. Like, what I go to couples therapy. We just finished with my wife. Saved our marriage.
Oh wow. Oh wow. So it
But-
works. It works.
But we she was he was saying the biggest difference between us is she's like an American mutt. She's half Italian, half Polish, born in America.
Okay.
I'm like a Polish migrant. I was born in America, but I didn't learn English till I was 12.
Okay. So
And-
you were raised more Polish than you were
Yeah.
actually American.
And he's like, yeah, your problem is you need empathy. And I'm like, well, I can't because of my disability. And that's Polish.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Being
empathy.
Polish.
Yeah. I'm just like, you are in safe space. I care about your feelings. You know, it was weird. But it went well.
Have you visited Poland?
Yeah, last time I went was in 2016, I think. I went with my brother, my ma, his like ex-wife. She was with us, and yeah, it was interesting. It's fun. I like. I mean, I've been in like Amsterdam. I've been in Italy. I've been in England, and I do like Poland the best. Just because, like, you know, obviously, like Italy's for the art. England, I don't even remember. I was at an age where you don't give a fuck about vacations. Like, you could have taken me to Wisconsin Dells. you know?
Yeah, would have been all the same to you.
Yeah. And so I did like Poland's just got like, as like a white Skyrim nerd, there's just torture castles. There's the Holocaust museums. There's just all this dark shit. You know?
that you feel attracted to, sort of. Or
Yeah,
like-
it's just, and also you think about like fun fact, like Poland was the most destroyed country in all of history. Like if you ever played old RPG games, you know they used to be called something else. Like it was just called Slavia before Russia, Poland, like Croatia, all the Slavs, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
And so Poland almost got wiped off the map 45 times. We just never die. We're like Chicago rats. You know, you can't get us.
Can't kill them.
So it's kind of cool to see that shit where it's like, I mean, I always go by that quote, like in UFC, it's like, it's not about who hits the hardest. It's about who can take the punches the most.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's
Been Poland.
Yeah.
Throughout history.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that you guys had, well, not necessarily you, but like your people had gone through anything really.
yeah.
I didn't even know there was a Holocaust museum there.
Oh, all the concentration camps were in Poland.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because they were like, I mean, it was because Hitler's a bitch, and he's like, oh, this is the easy level because both sides, the communism and the Nazis, crushed into Poland. And they're like,
Okay.
oh, this is... And Poland, I mean, we didn't have shit to fight with, so it was like Amish pitchforks against machine guns, so it was easiest to take over.
Gotcha.
But,
All I really know about Poland is they didn't qualify for the World Cup for this year.
yeah.
That happened like a couple days ago, right? If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah.
Do you follow that at all or not really?
I didn't. No, I don't. I don't really follow any sports, to be honest. I got into UFC when I did jiu-jitsu. But it's just I don't. I'm the kind of person when I see somebody doing something fun, I like can't watch. I need to go do it. So I don't know
Okay.
if that's ADHD
I
or
see what you're saying. Yeah, I thought you were gonna say you like the opposite. There's people like that, you know. If there's like like some sort of um, like thing going on that's popular or something, they kind of like tend to go the other way. They're like, well, I'm actually gonna do the opposite of whatever that is.
yeah, yeah. No, I did do that with like TV shows. Like I didn't want to watch Sopranos until like 10 years after
Uh huh.
because everybody talking about it, I was just like, this is annoying.
Uh huh.
I don't want to talk, you know?
Gotcha.
And then of
Yeah.
course every fucking Italian kid pretending they're in a mafia. It's like you're basically a book club, bro.
Yeah. The newest version of that's been, I think, Peaky Blinders, right? Like that's been.
Probably, yeah. Or even like Stranger Things. I
Yeah.
think people got really nuts about that. And it
Did
was
you?
just
Probably not.
I didn't want to watch it. I mean, I watched the first season. I was like, this is good, but I get so annoyed by when you can tell it's CGI. I'm like, fuck this.
yeah.
That's when I'm done. You
Yeah.
know?
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that in that show, I will
Yeah.
say. But I did the thing where I watched like the first, I watched all of them, but I watched every season as it was coming out.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, this is fine. It's just like another show. But then before the last season came out,
Yeah.
my girlfriend and I, we rewatched the whole thing. And there's just something about watching it just like without stopping that just, it made that grand finale even greater. And it kind of, actually, the finale kind of flopped. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like now going forward, if there's another show like that, I think I'm going to do the same thing. Just kind of like watch it as it comes out.
Yeah.
And then if there's a finale season.
You know what? I did do that with Landman.
You binged everything?
Yeah.
And, like all
I
before
really like that show.
Did that end already?
It didn't. They're filming the third
Oh,
season,
okay.
so we don't know
Gotcha.
when it's gonna be.
But you know what we haven't even gotten into? The fact that you're a comedian, man.
Yeah, but yeah, I wanted to say about Texas, dude. It was an interesting thing because I signed up for Kill Tony 3 times.
Uh-huh.
Didn't get on at all. I will say so. Like a lot of people want to know what is Texas like for comedy, right? As far as like they say, oh, all the punchlines are gay and retard. That's slightly true, but that's because it's like all these people who aren't fucking comedians. I realize here's the part that sucks about Texas. I loved it there. Let me first say why I loved it, okay? You go to Chicago. There's if Chicago we'll average out Texas and Chicago. There's 5 mics every night of the week in Chicago and in Texas. In Chicago, every single one of them is like 6 miles apart, 10 miles apart, 4 miles apart, 3 miles. You're traveling all fucking day in condensed traffic city, you know?
Yeah.
You don't know if you can sign up. The thing, like, it's funny that Texas, like people always, when you think of segregation, they think about race. It's like segregated for comedy because 6th Street, it's like a mile-long street,
Yeah.
and every fucking mic is there, or like 10 minutes from there.
Okay.
And it's so fucking awesome because I was like, so I went and I ran into my friend Jess Misitano, favorite comedian from Chicago. I fucking love her. I loved her like 5 years ago. I was like, she made me want to start comedy because she was like the queen of roasting in Chicago, and now she's popping. And I was asking her, I'm like, hey, I'm in town. Is there any spots? And she's like, Phil, you know what fucking sucks here? Look at how I'm popping. I can't even get spots because of how saturated it is with comics. But the thing that I realized was crazy is every yuppie white yacht owner is like, hey, well, when we're not having meetings about stocks, why don't we go see Rogan's mothership? And then they go there and realize it's sold out 6 months ahead. It's like, I want to see some comedy. So then they go to the open mic. Every open mic I went to was like 40 fucking people, general audience. It was like, you don't even need to be booked on shows.
Yeah, because you're already getting people on there just for an open mic.
Yeah.
Whereas typical open mics here, you'd say is more like 15, maybe.
Even max.
Oh,
Max.
man. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's I've been to an open mic where there's 3 people. And I've been to an open mic where there was 0 people. All the people were the comics waiting to go up.
Oh my God.
So yeah,
Yeah. At that
it's
point, you're just kind of practicing just for like,
yeah,
being on the stage, the lights hitting you and all that.
yeah,
But what I will say, you mentioned that about everything being so far apart. That's Chicago in general, man. Even like with like their sports teams, like you'll
hmm
see other cities and everything's in one general area at least. Like they've got their baseball and football stadium here and
yeah,
this. Whereas Chicago, it probably could take you like 2 hours driving from like stadium to stadium if you really had to
yeah,
during
yeah,
like traffic hour,
yeah.
which sucks. You're saying because you're trying to get on open mics. So really, if you like strike out on your first one, by the time you get to your second one, it's like peak hours, and then you
hmm
might not even get a spot anywhere. So
Yeah, it's funny because I had some comedy friends because as far you're talking about like signing up. There's people who bitch about this here where it was like and I don't know what's worse. In Chicago, there's a lot of places where there's a click at this particular place and every fucking person is allowed to bump. Like I'll sign up for mics where it's like, "Oh, you're going number 3. Oh, great." And then I end up going number 13 because
because all the people that got there with
yeah.
that click or
Yeah.
whatever,
And
well,
I
that
thought,
sucks.
yeah. And I thought like it's funny because it kind of it says something about the culture of that city because that's kind of like the mafia, hey, you got to know somebody,
Uh huh.
type mentality. But then I went to Austin and somebody told me they're like, "Oh man, the culture there it's real cold." I wouldn't say it's cold. It's like I wouldn't use that word. It's got a little bit of LA element where it's like everybody there is fighting to get spots, and so it feels like they're pretending to be cool with each other. Like,
Okay.
"Oh, hey man, haven't seen you in a while." Oh man. Well, good seeing you. Yeah,
Uh
like
huh.
it's just it's
Yeah.
something's not right.
Gotcha. I think because it's kind of become a hub for comedy, so you're getting kind of like
Yeah.
more uppity up
Well,
people and just like
people are jaded there because I didn't realize that I never watch Kill Tony. I never watch it. And there's people who are just fans of Kill Tony or like, "Oh, I could go up." And that's why, dude, there's a shit ton of people who've never done comedy that are there now. And that is what is sort of taking away the opportunity for like
gotcha.
actual comics.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned just now that you kind of started comedy because of like you were kind of or inspired by this lady Jess.
Yeah.
But then I'm sure there were other elements. What were some of those elements? Because I thought you had been doing it for like way longer for some reason.
Yeah.
But just like 4 years ago.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure,
thanks,
man.
dude.
I mean, just something that like you became kind of gravitated towards 4 years ago? Like,
Yeah.
was there like a
So
moment? Were there like several reasons?
so like there was the elements are what inspired me.
Uh huh.
Jess was the first comic that I saw that I was like, "Holy fuck, this is awesome."
Uh
So I wouldn't say she inspired me to start, but it was just like, when you start anything, you start jujitsu, you start fucking a sport, there's one goat that you look up to. She was like my goat.
Gotcha.
And what inspired me, I've said this before, but it's like because I grew up in a critical, cunty Polish family. My whole family was miserable divorced women, and they humiliated, they hated everybody. They just like, I mean, I remember like, it's funny because I got bullied a lot for being Polish, so I looked to church like, oh, maybe if I pray and it'll make pray the bullies away or some shit. I'm not religious now, but I fell for it then.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when I get into something, I dive deep. So I'm like, I'm listening to Creed and POD and nothing else. And Passion of Christ is my favorite movie. And like,
Not the passion.
yeah. And and I realized we go to church, and the whole time it's just my mom and my aunt shitting on everybody in Polish. It's like, "Oh, look, she gained 5 pounds. Oh, look, why does she have black eye? I heard about her husband. It's just shit talking. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I am here for God. So what got me into it is because I would get like just humiliated, just like shit talking. And then I saw those Comedy Central roasts. And the first like big comic that I really liked was Jeff Ross, because Jeff Ross he's like the first one that was like quick and it was brutal, you know? I
Yeah.
mean, there was like Don Rickles and stuff, but Don
Uh-huh.
Rickles kind of like it's like old man humor where it's like I can't be offended by this wrinkly minion, you know? Jeff Ross was like, he's really nice, and then he's like, oh, but man, I could tell you got molested, you fucking bitch.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
just flips the switch.
Yeah. And I used that mentality in my family. And that's what stopped the humiliation. I was like, holy fuck. Like, you could ruin, even with everything in school, at work, when there's just a fucking asshole at work who's just like some high manager. I was like, dude, I could ruin your month with one sentence. You're gonna try and beat off and go to sleep, and my head is gonna be above your ceiling talking shit to you, you know? And so that's what. So my first show was a roast battle. I did a roast battle because so that's when I started watching Chicago roast battles, and I saw people like Jess Misitano she's my favorite. There was Adam Quaslow. He's another comic. I haven't seen him in a while, like live. And there's, I mean, obviously Tito. He's a big one too. I feel like he's about to pop. These were all people that I was like, oh, this is fun. It was confusing because transitioning into stand up, I was like, oh, you don't have to be mean, you know? And then what made me laugh even more is my home mic. It just got shut down this year or at the end of last Josephine's in Villa Park. It's funny because Jess used to go there, and it was a little bit, it's a heckle mic. And so, you know, wherever you start, it's sort of like if you learn martial arts in Cobra Kai, you learn, oh, it's okay to rip somebody's eyeball out.
Right.
When it's illegal, move.
Yeah. So
So-
where you kind of were learning
Yeah.
was like that battlefield.
It
over
was
there.
it was
Yeah.
it was ball busting. And then when I left there and I started expanding other mics, they're like, you're not supposed to like fucking make the comic before you self-conscious. You're not supposed to shit on them. Because that's what I saw, you know? I literally remember like it was like, man, I am calloused. When the day that my ma died, I was like, I got to go to Josephine's and I got to roast her to fucking death because I didn't get along with her. It's like, I got to roast her to the fucking grave. And then after me, Jess went up and she roasted the fuck. Who the fuck is this pussy talking about his mom issues? Suck on her dead titties. And I was like, oh my, if I could take, this is as worse as it gets, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like an honor to be roasted by somebody that you look up to. But I slowly transition, and I've gotten more silly. But what I tend to tell people is, you know, like I'm not gonna say any names, but what people don't realize in
Just say it. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, I mean, what people don't realize in comedy is like, okay, here's this girl who grew up in a full family, loving parents, got along great, zero trauma, and they're borderline millionaires. I got beat up by my dad. I'm a migrant. I got bullied. I got kidnapped. We're going to laugh at completely different fucking things, you know?
Yeah.
And that's something that people looking from the outside don't understand. So somebody like me will go up and I'll say something vulgar. Luckily, I've mastered it to where it's like, only say it if it's funny. That's the main goal, is funny. But you got to realize, like, this person, they're sharing a piece of you. It's not just all, you know, gay retard punchline edgelords.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes it's just like, yo, dude, I seen some shit and I'm going to make it funny, you know?
Yeah, but then when you're actually taking your own experiences, it's
Yeah.
like a little different, you know? You
Yeah,
gotta kind
yeah.
of have, you gotta keep it true to yourself. This is how I envision it, at least. You gotta kind of stay true to yourself, but at the same
Yeah.
time, be relatable. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I think that's like the biggest thing in comedy. is
Yeah.
to figure out a way to be relatable and obviously funny, you know?
And you know, I realized that I'm one of the few comics, I love being roasted. I love it. I think it's why Roast Battle hasn't booked me in a while, because I eat shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm laughing so hard at the roast for me, you know? I'm actually speaking of My birthday is May 29. They'll probably be released before then, right?
Yeah, it'll come out.
So I was talking to my friend Kat Diaz, and all comics have this problem of you think you suck when you're actually pretty good. And I'm not saying I'm amazing. I'm just saying I the way I view myself is way less than what I actually am.
Yeah, you're
So
your biggest critic. I mean, you've got to
yeah,
be.
and so I was like, Kat, do you think that if I did a birthday roast that people would even come out? Because that's going to be the biggest roast if nobody fucking shows up. And she's like, of course. Like, it's not just about people wanting to come out. You know how many people want to roast your ass that hate you, you know? And I'm like, so I'm trying, I'm in the talks. So it kind of sucks because I haven't gotten the confirmation, but I've been talking with Lincoln Lodge. I'm gonna have a birthday roast try on the 31st. It's a Sunday. That's when they have the least shows. I'm gonna try and do it in the main room, and it's kind of gonna be an open roast. There's certain people I wouldn't want there because it's like you're not even my friend. But yeah, I think it'll be fun. I want to film it, and it'll be cool. And like I said, I'm 3-4 years in. I think it's at that time. I see people who are in 5 months, and you're having a roast. It's like,
You just started.
nobody
yeah.
knows who the fuck
Right.
you are. Who's
Yeah.
roasting you? You're fucking high school bullies, you know? Like,
I think that's a great idea, man. Honestly,
Yeah.
you know, and I think like you're saying, it's been like 3-4 years now, or 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
you're saying. So the perfect time. I think you've encountered enough people in the industry and just like the whole comedic scene. That,
Yeah.
You know, I think some people got some to get off their chest for
yeah,
sure.
that's all that's new with me. I don't know. I'm doing a show today at Easy. He runs a mic in Kenosha. It's called Comedy Bourbon. Great fucking room. If he can get that popping, like, the room is amazing. The attendance is up and down every week. I mean, it's like buying crypto. You know, it's just
You just never know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did one show, it was sold out. The next show was nobody. The next show was a shit ton. The next show was no. It's weird as hell, but it's a fun mic. I'm going with my buddy Kyle Canswick. You know.
I wanted to ask you something just kind of general about your persona, like your Wild Phil persona.
Yeah.
So where did that come from? Is it like something that you thought of when you first were getting into the industry? You're like,
Yeah.
I want to go by this, and kind of I don't know. And now you're saying you're kind of creating a new character or unlocking a new character. So that's kind of cool too, you know? Is it
Yeah.
like, do you kind of search these kind of things, or
Well,
what
it's
is it?
it's just like, you know, I'm always Wild Phil Lisiecki. It's just I've gone through so what's funny, you ever you know when, like, you have that friend that's always going through some shit. You're like, they're that drama queen bitch. I'm that drama queen bitch. I'm that
okay.
drama.
All
and the
right.
reason why is, like, you know, I grew up really, you know, when you see, I mean, this is so Skyrim nerd shit, but, you know, like, there's the knight, or there's the barbarian, or there's the king, right? I always looked up to, like, the elders. They're just in the mountains scratching their beards filled with wisdom. The fucking samurai who makes these rare swords, right? And I always thought, like, the more you experience in life, the better wisdom you get. And so I actually, like, this was a huge problem in my therapy, like couples therapy, and even with all, like, my relationship with my brother. I have a fuck it button where I just, like, I get to a point where I say fuck it, and I just fucking, like, recently my best friend in comedy, Bewey, we used to run Wild Dogs in South Elgin, and it was a comedy showcase we ran. Recently, I got a gig. Somebody reached out to me, and they're like, "Yo, they need you know what a heckle hole is?"
I don't.
I never heard of it either. It was, I guess, so they have a fundraiser for something. I think this time it's for, like, mentally challenged kids, and right after I said retard 40 times, I'm gonna be real PC.
Yeah, you
But
gotta walk it back a little bit.
Yeah. But no, they have this fundraiser, and all these, like, really rich fucking white people come, and they get to play golf for free. And me and Bewey, we get to stand at the last hole and just roast the fuck out of them. Like, we're basically that in Happy Gilmore. Yeah, jackass, you know?
Yeah.
And I could have done it alone, but I realized that everything I looked up online, it's always two guys, like, in case one gets burnt out. And I asked Bewey, and Bewey is like, he's way more of an artist. Like both of us are like centrists, and he wilts to the left, and I kind of wilt to the right, you know? And we get along. And so he's like, why the fuck would I want to do a golf thing? And it's that fuck it thing where I'm just like, okay, as a comic, I would never wake up and be like, hey, you know what's a good idea? Let's roast
some
rich golfers. Yeah. But it kind of fell into my lap. So I'm like, fuck it. Why not? Why the fuck not? Let's see what a disaster this is. You know? And I just had that mentality all throughout my life. No matter what. It was just like, fuck it. Why not? Hey, we should break into that building. Fuck it. Why not?
Well, that can be a good thing or a bad thing. It can also be a good thing to an extent. I mean, it kind of opens up more opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, when you have something that you can just switch like that and you're like, you know what, fuck it, why not? I'll do it.
Yeah.
But it can also bring a lot of bad, which is kind of what you've noticed or was brought to light, you're saying, like during your therapy and stuff like that.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like, so I was going through this phase where I tried to drop the wild just because it looked douchey when I emailed, but then everybody kind of roasted me and they still call me Wild Phil. So I'm like, fuck it, it sticks, you know? But, and the reason why I originally had it, I mentioned this like on my podcast that I just thought my Polish name would be too hard to pronounce, but, and I had Ruben Ramirez, he's a local comic, he's fucking popping now. He's DIY and he's popping. He's like, dude, fuck everybody. Make motherfuckers learn how to say your name. Be that good, you know? And so now it's just Wild Phil Lisiecki, but I had the wild because I don't want to say it's a manic state, but I just love doing crazy shit. It's so funny because even when I tried to drop the wild, it's like, you know, I'm going to tame myself and I can't. I can't. I just do.
Just embrace it, basically.
Yeah. I mean, it's like an example because I think to myself, oh, that's my old life. That's my... Bro, like just during lockdown, right? I bought lockdown, we were getting all those stimulus checks.
Yeah.
So I was like, we got to save money. So I bought this mini, do you know what a Honda Navi is?
I don't. It's a car, I'm assuming?
No, it's a crotch rocket with a scooter engine.
Okay, yeah.
And I needed that because I'm like, if I have a crotch rocket, I'm going to die in a week because I'm too fucking wild, you know? So I wanted this like tame crotch rocket that I could just save money on gas to get groceries or go to doctor's appointment, you know? And winter was coming and I read like on AI, I was like, oh, you have to change the oil before it gets cold because if you have black oil, it turns into like Jello. And so I'm like, well, I'm not fucking getting on the ground in 10-degree weather in my parking lot and changing oil right now. I'm like, well, my wife's gone. My kid's at his grandma's. I rode that fucking thing into our kitchen. I just laid out pizza cartons. I changed. And then my wife noticed because the carbon monoxide, all the cats had like wonky eyes and walking sideways.
Shit.
But that's like, I'm like, I got to do, like, I get into these like, because of trauma growing up through life, where that fight or flight response, I learned to become comfortable with that fight or flight, where I'm just like, you know, people say like, holy fuck, there's a 60-foot wave coming. We're going to drown. I go, I'm going to surf that motherfucker, you know? I mean, another example, my townhouse is so old that, I mean, you're renovating, so you probably know this. You know those old fittings on water?
Yeah.
Bro, my fucking washer, the pipe popped. And it's on our second floor. So it's flooding.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to turn off the water main. The handle's cracked. I run downstairs. I try to turn off the main. They crack. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? I don't know if you've seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. You ever see that movie?
No.
I fucking picked the whole washer up and threw it off my balcony.
Really?
Because I was like, I am not. I go, what's worse?
Everything gets flooded?
Yeah. Or I do this crazy shit. And dude, my Ring camera, it sounds like a car crash. Just a washer out of the sky, like some Donnie Darko shit.
You gotta send me that clip because I want to see it.
I have a joke music video. So have you ever heard of Legion of Skanks?
No.
It's like the most offensive podcast on Spotify.
Oh, okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about like a group, like a
No,
band or something.
no. It's with like Big J Okerson.
Okay, yeah.
And there's a rapper on there named Crack Amico. And there was a moment where he like kind of shot up
Uh-huh.
and then it kind of plateaued. So he had this ad. He's like, "Yo, I'll make a custom song for you for this money." So I like gave him all these flaws about me, and he just ripped on me in a rap song. And then I put together a video and I have the clip in there. So
Oh, that's sick.
it's kind of funny.
Okay. So really we can expect to see you with some new stuff coming out. Like, I mean, you've got a show tonight, but then you've got that comedic character that you're going to roll out eventually.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that show, that roast you want to have at the end of May.
I do have a lot of shows coming. I'm gonna be in Cozy Corner, James Najjar's show. I believe that's in May. I mean, I haven't been, I've been like really trying to focus on writing a little bit more better. And I also realized like this is such a crazy thing, dude. I went through this. You know when they say like when you peel back an onion layer, there's a shit ton of stress.
Yeah.
Like with anything. I mean, it was like this couples therapy for marriage. Like for me to be a new, more empathizing, understanding husband and dad, it's gonna hurt coming out of that cocoon.
Yeah.
And so like with comedy, I've been sort of like I was in such a panic. I was an emotional wreck. Like the end of last year, I was an emotional wreck because I was grinding too hard to the point where like I did the Burbies. The Burbies is like a suburban Grammys for
Okay.
comic, and like as a joke, it made me laugh. They're like Phil's. It was like they had all these joke awards, or it was like most likely to black out at a party, or most likely to smell bad, and mine was most likely to not stop submitting. It was me, and because everybody told me, they're like the squeaky wheel gets the grease, or
That's the way, yeah.
or it gets shot off from being annoying.
Yeah, one or the other, yeah.
So I realized I had to but what I also realized, like, it's not that I realized that I had to stop submitting. What I realized is like this period from like August to December. There was like a period of 6 months where I was like, okay, so like June to December, there's a period of 6 months where like the first 6 months I was submitting, hitting people up, networking, talking, going to fucking 7 mics a week. And I got booked on like maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 shows, right? And then the next 6 months, I didn't submit at all. And I got booked on 10, 15 shows.
So it was really like
Yeah.
you had already kind of put in the foundation,
Yeah.
the hard work.
Yeah.
Why over like do it
Yeah.
at that point?
And the last thing, like, from seeing Jess in Texas, she goes, Phil, stop messaging anybody. And I thought she meant just celebrities. And she's like, you do that? What the fuck is wrong with you?
God.
Because I will cold DM. Like I will, the goofiest thing I did recently, bro. Like, so I was trying to get in with, I'm not even going to say where so that it doesn't, but I was trying to get in with a certain club that they don't do very well. So it's in an area where like they don't get a lot, but they get celebrities, but they never sell out. So I looked at like, I didn't know who to contact there. So I looked at who's coming and I just cold DM the celebrity. Whoever the fuck it is. It could be Chappelle Lacey, it could be Pauly Shore. And I messaged, so the first person I messaged was Brad Upton. He's an old school comic. He's kind of like Eddie Pepitone or like Joey Diaz or something, And I wrote, "Hey Brad, huge fan, love your stuff. I'm a Chicagoland comic of 4 years. I got a tight 15. If you need an opener, let me know." And he responded to me, and I remember I copied that, and then I accidentally sent it to Joe Gatto of Impractical Jokers.
Oh.
I go, "Hey Brad."
Yeah. See if it were. Oh,
You
but
need
you used Brad. With
Yeah,
Joe.
yeah.
Oh man.
So it's. I'm like, yeah, this is the sign I need to stop. You look like a fucking tryhard, And that's what Jess. She's like, dude, become so fucking good where you become annoyed at how many people want you on their show.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're getting swamped. And that happens with everything in life. That is Wu Wei. Do you know what Wu Wei is?
I don't.
It's the yin yang. It's the
Okay.
yin yang. It's the practice of non-action,
Uh-huh.
where the more you pull, the more you push, the more it resists. It's like getting the trust of a skittish cat. The more you ignore it, it comes to you.
Yeah,
And
that's a
I-
good point. Yeah.
I realized that in comedy, like when I was never good with friends because half my life I didn't speak English. And so when I was in comedy, it was like, when I first came in, I was like, oh my God, this is an opportunity to have friends. And it like, I realized when I stopped giving a fuck, so many people started hitting me up. And it was just, and then when they stopped, it was like, I'm okay with this. Whatever it is, I'm okay with this. And that's kind of, you got to go with that flow.
Yeah.
Because it'll come to you.
Yeah.
You know, it'll come, like, you know, I was submitting for Zanies for a really long time, thinking I'm ready, and all this shit. And then the one time that I didn't submit, I was like, you know what, I'm going to give this a break.
They reached out to you.
They reached out to me.
Oh.
And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm definitely going to suck. And then I end up crushing. I ended up doing so well where they're like, and oh man, I made such a mistake. Sorab Forza, he's a comedian. He told me, that's the Polish side of you. Because when I did well there, that's the moment you start reaching out more. Because they're like, yo, dude, I did Zanies and I did well. I did Zanies and I did well. I picked that moment as, I'm going to have a cigar, I'm going to take a month break and enjoy the fruits. And it's like, no, dude.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And that does happen. I mean, because you kind of like accomplish this milestone you had set. So you're like, all right,
Yeah.
let me like enjoy it. But it's like, what do they say? You got to strike when the pan is hot.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly, I think, what he's guiding you towards.
Yeah, yeah.
So- But yeah, man, wise words spoken. And honestly, I mean, I just want to thank you, dude, for coming out this way.
Yeah.
And, like, I really don't think there's a better way to connect with somebody. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like you sit down, you really get to know them, you hear them out, and
Yeah,
you kind of,
yeah.
get to know their story and, where they started and started doing what they did. Wish I would have had some Guinness for you, man.
Oh, it's all good. I was going to say, what is 24?
Well, like a 24 pack.
Oh,
Beer
okay.
limit, 24.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's taking people a while. But then
Yeah.
they get it. They're like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, man. But again, thank you. I mean, I'll be tagging you on all this so
Yeah, for
people
sure,
know where
dude.
to follow you on socials, and you'll have some shows coming up around the time this comes out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. Again, thank you.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Nice meeting you.
Take it easy, guys. See you on the next one.